Quiúbole, mi gente, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Abby, and this is Latinx Loops. And I hope you like that because it's been brought to my attention that I never introduced myself. So, hola, soy Abby. In today's video, it's going to be a little like progress report. I'll be sharing everything that I've completed, some ideas that I have for future projects, Dash Bash Bingo update. I'll also be sharing some purchases that I made, which I know, saving the purchases for next year. The whole point of this year was to use up as much of my stash as I possibly can. But hear me out. I have been, and some future projects require a different kind of yarn, which I do not have. So I did make sure to be sustainable. I bought secondhand, so I hope you forgive me. I have forgiven myself. So if you like that sort of stuff to be playing in the background while you're working on your current masterpiece, please consider subscribing, giving a like, dropping a little comment, engaging, helping the algorithm. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's get to it. For starters, I'm going to share with you, as you can see here, finally, my completed whip. So no longer a whip, an actual project. And it is the basket that I've been working on in the last like 3 videos. My God, it did come out the size that I wanted to. The handles are perfect. I'm currently keeping like all of my kind of projects, not actually whips, because if you've been following along, I've mentioned this before, I only like to work on one whip at a time until I complete it, because otherwise things get out of control. But this is more of like my project basket. So I have some of like my daughter's outgrown clothes that I have plans for. I want to like cut the sleeves, make it crop, add some yarn to it. So this is more like fabric that I'm really thinking of using. And then I have like a piece of furniture that I have to fix that the kids broke. I have some little knit outfits that I want to unravel and reuse because it is 100% cotton. And I started doing that with one of them. See, I have the band cut and I have panels. So this is more of like a little side quest project basket, really. Also, not that I'm embarrassed to show him, but maybe this will motivate you if you're a beginner and you're like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be that good. Or, I'm never gonna get it. Do you want to see my first plushie ever? Yeah, he's a pig, okay? And I keep him as a reminder that maybe things can be a little tough in the beginning, but you'll get the hang of it. You'll master it. Practice makes perfect. And even so, I'm not perfect. So maybe this serves as a little motivation for you guys. But if he doesn't have a name, if you guys like to suggest a name, please drop it down below. See if we can officially name him. But that's all that's in this basket here. It's been really nice to have at the side of my desk because I have so many of little items that I need to just get out of the way. So this really helps, out of sight, out of mind. Keeps it nice and organized. This used up 6 skeins of yarn. Oh my goodness. As you can see here, I have so much space on the wall now, so I can grab more yarn from the shelves and keep replenishing this wall. The only skein that was left from this one was my big green one. This one, it was 2 skeins rolled up into one cake. So this one, maybe I can make like a small basket with this one, just double strand it with a white. It is really pretty. It just has me stumped. I don't know if it's the weight of it or if it's the color combo, but this whole line of yarn, it was just stumped. So maybe just making a little basket to match this one is the way to go. I want to say I was further along on this one with less yarn than I expected, so maybe I can get a good size one out of it. I did have enough left over of each skein to include it on my little granny square scrap yarn blanket that I'm making. This one's just for the bulky weight of, it's not my favorite, honestly, and I think it's because it's just different material of bulky weight yarn. But I mean, it's just, see, it's so little, I can't do anything with that. But I feel like some of them is too much to just toss in my waste yarn little basket to use for stuffing, you know? So I have to do something with it. I'm hoping maybe once it gets bigger, I'll start liking it a little bit more, because I do also have one for my finer yarn, just like weight 3 and 4. And I really, really like how this one's turning out. This one's like the right type of chaos, I feel. And here, you can look at it a little closer. Some projects you might recognize, some you might not. Not sure, but I am a huge fan of this one. I'm hoping that once it gets to a bigger size, you'll be seeing it here regularly on the couch or chair. But this one I'm a huge fan of. I'm hoping I'll start being a bigger fan of the bulky weight one. I don't use bulky weight yarn as much as I used to, so it might take a while. Besides all of that, the next project I did, it is part of my Pride collection. I didn't include it in my other video because a lovely commenter suggested this color combo. It is the, I might be pronouncing it wrong, it's the Arrow Ace Pride flag colors. It is the Aromantic Asexual, I believe. And I love the color combo. This is a book sleeve. So you can put a couple books in here depending on the size, and then just button it up. And fun fact, this is the first project I've ever made without buttons. I have a bunch of buttons. I need to start using them, and what better way than this? This is on my Etsy account as well as on Vinted if you're looking for some more budget friendly prices. Please check out my Vinted. It is under my personal account right now, so you'll be seeing a lot of my husband's clothes that he no longer fits in. Using it for a little bit of everything. I figured I'd give it a shot with some of my crochet items here to be more accessible and more mindful of the prices of everything, because like I've mentioned, crochet is a luxury right now. So if you like this, you like a book sleeve, or if you have an idea of your own, you want a different color combo, please reach out to me. Feel free to DM me. DMs are always open, always, except for Sundays. Kids take over on Sundays. And the next project I made is something new for me. I'm kind of dabbling with the idea of making a few of these sets to list. I love functional crochet. You know, I'm a lot more into wearables now. I haven't been selling my crop tops to the public. I've been making them more just for me and for my daughter, and shorts for my son, and I have a vest planned for my husband. So things that we like to keep around. Another little thing of functionality I want to do, and I did this for me because I needed this. Maybe other people need it because I really, really like it. But I created a little bath set. So I tried with the Dishy yarn some little exfoliators for your face. Like this one's fully puff stitch. And then I tried just a regular single crochet one. I really like it. And then I'm like, I kind of want something in the middle, right? So I just added some popcorn stitches in between to create some exfoliation. I have really dry skin, so I just needed something rougher on my face, but I didn't feel like buying a sponge for it. So there you go. And then a little washcloth. It's cute. It's simple. It's just the granny square with a little strap, because in my bathroom I have this cabinet and the kids always take my towels, and I am just very particular about the towels that I put on my face, and I hate when they grab them. They use them for whatever they use, or they just end up on the floor and I can't use it anymore, so I need to keep grabbing more and more towels. So I'm like, maybe something with just like a little strap to keep it up there, and this is a designated mommy towel, okay? Mommy face towel, please leave me alone. So created that, and I also created a little soap saver. So this has soap in it right now, has the strap on it, so just add it. That's it. I have a bunch of little pieces of soap, and the kids are like, that's too small for us to use. Mind you, they are 3 and 2 and have small hands. They could use it just fine, but since they can't, figured I'd create a solution here. Just a little bag, just put all the little pieces in there, and there you go. So I made that all with one skein of Dishy. So I had so little left over. Let me see. It was only from here to here. That's how much I had left over of that skein. So I love that idea so much, to be able to make like little spa sets. You know, I would have loved having something like that as a postpartum gift. So I bought more yarn, because this has to be cotton yarn, right? And it has to be, if you're looking to exfoliate your face, it can't be that super soft cotton bamboo blend nonsense, right? Which, I mean, not nonsense. I absolutely love how that feels. It has to be a little bit rougher, but also not like peaches and cream rougher, because that's more like dish towel versus washcloth. So I am going to try out this brand, Crafter Secret Cotton. If you saw my previous video reviewing a plushie yarn, I mentioned that I had to go to Hobby Lobby and get it there, and I did buy something else. This is the something else. So I figured this color combo would be really pretty together. We'll try it out. I've never tried this yarn before, because again, I've never shopped Hobby Lobby. I also got this color combo. So I only bought these. The yarn was 30% off, and these are listed at $2.99 each. So minus 30%, there's your total. Hopefully this works out well. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is how much yarn is in these compared to Dishy's. Dishy's gave me 120 or 190. No, 190 yards, which was impressive. This one has 120 yards, and this one has 95 yards. So that's why I had to buy two of them. I figured if I combine them, it'll give me the whole set that I want. But that is a project that I have in mind. If you like the idea, please let me know down below. If you think it's shit, also let me know down below. I just know that I personally love having these type of things around the house. They're useful, I need them, and I think it would be just a really sweet gift idea. So yeah, the next project was featured in my last video is Rocky. Look at how cute. Now with the greenery and with his claw. So cute, so cute. But not only did she want one, not only did she want two, she wanted three. So we made them. We made all three. They came out so cute, and the more I worked with this yarn, the more I ended up loving it. So it worked out really, really well, especially with the size. I did use up a whole skein for each plus some. So the fourth skein of yarn that I have here, it's almost intact. Actually, I have my scale right here. I wanted to weigh it and see how much is left. A brand new skein of this BabyBee Snugs and Kisses is 8 ounces. And after using a little bit on each of these, we're left with 6.5. So not a whole lot was used for each one. I want to say like half a leg is essentially what was needed for each one left over. So because I want to get all the yarn out of the way, I am thinking of making a mini Rocky, because I only have that skein left over and I do not want to buy more. I'm going to be making a mini Rocky and listing them on Etsy for sale and Vinted. So if you are interested in owning a Rocky for yourself, stay tuned. You'll be seeing it. But right now, I'm a little done, okay, making legs. So give me a sec, and then I will create more of them. But oh my goodness, 15 shoulders and 15 legs. The bodies, I mean, it's only 3 bodies. That was fine. But with the legs, and it was the sewing, because with this particular pattern, which I'll link down below once again, the body is one piece, and each shoulder is one piece, and each leg is a piece. So you have to sew on the legs to the shoulders and the shoulders to the body. And then the claws are 3 individual pieces that I made. That I completely did by myself. The pattern kind of says how to do it, but I didn't like it. So I just created my own way of doing it, which was just, I chained 5, and then I did 4 half double crochets, fastened off, and that was it. And I did that 3 claws per leg, and that was it. And that used up, besides the 3 that I purchased out of the 4, I did also use up 1 mini skein for the claws. So I'm looking at it here, but I could be showing you at the same time. My bad. Yeah, this is just Parfait Chunky from Premier. So yeah, and then this little, the greenery, I used some of like random green yarn I have. I don't even know where it's from, but it's like, I've used this in the past for projects to kind of mimic grass because it's so coarse and fuzzy. I know it's acrylic, or do I? I'm assuming it is. I don't know. I think I could do a burn test. I don't feel like it. So I used up that. Clearly didn't use up a whole lot with some scattered greenery around the Rockies, but that is that. That is all I have planned for this guy. Otherwise, what would I use it for? You know, this is the Rocky yarn. It's gonna end up being another Rocky. So I'll probably just size down my hook. I used a 10mm hook for all of the Rockies, except for the claws. That one I used a 6.5. No, I used a 6 for that one. And then, yeah, this, I mean, the hook size that it recommends is a 9. So I'm gonna try using a 6.5 and see how many I can get it. I don't know if the hook will even work with that, but let's go into what I have planned for the future. Crochet thread for my fillet project idea that I have on my Stash Bash bingo card. But these I got from Vinted. So it's secondhand yarn. I feel like that's a little bit better than having to buy them at the store, right? I don't know. But I paid pretty much the same price, honestly. I mean, this one's listed for $2.49, and I know that this is Hobby Lobby. Lily, though, I don't know much about. I hear it referenced a lot for cotton yarn. I think Passionate Kelsey, she uses that almost exclusively. So I don't know much about it. I don't know. I'm assuming this is the same brand, Lily. I don't own any of it. Never seen it at the store. I don't know where you can purchase this, but I want to say this one I got for also around $2, and this one $2. So not a huge savings. It's not like $1 each, but I feel like it's a little bit better having purchased it from someone else that doesn't need it. So I am excited to try a fillet project. I don't even know where to start. It's to my understanding that it's essentially just the same type of stitches, and then just the gaps that you create is what creates the design, right? I don't know, but it is on my bingo card and I got to do it. So that's the one that I'm going to be working on next. Besides working with lace, I thought, oh, you can see all my notes. I thought that lace was going to be this, but that's way too thick for lace, right? I think lace is even thinner than that. This uses a 1.5 hook. Does it really? I'm assuming this one's the same too. This one actually doesn't have. I made a video all about knowing how to read your labels, and excuse me? I have no idea what hook size this one would use, but I'm assuming also a 1.5. Do they make smaller hooks than that? I don't know, but I don't think this is for lace. So that might have to be another type of yarn that I purchased. Then there's Learn to Sew. Learn to Sew. Oh, that will be a video all on its own, but I have been on a Vinted high. So I have been purchasing some patterns on there and some fabric. So I've been trying to focus mainly on like bed sheets, 100% cotton in good condition. I've been washing them. I've gotten a few. They're so pretty. I am in love with them. I plan on making, the patterns that I got are mostly for my daughter. I got a few for my son. Maybe one of them has something for my husband. And when I was at Goodwill yesterday, I also found one for skirts for me. So I'm super excited. I think they also have some pants. I was a little skeptical on that because on Vinted, at least the seller tells you if it's cut or uncut. So If I need a bigger size, of course, I need it to be uncut. If it's already cut to my daughter's size, and all right, cool, I'll consider it. But at Goodwill, you don't have those notes, and they had it taped shut. So I was like, oh, I was just like feeling it. I'm like, it feels like it hasn't been opened. Maybe, I don't know. Purchased it. It was $1.99, and it had. I could just show you. It has all these. So I purchased this, and size 8 to 18. I'm like, all right, okay, and it's perfect. It's good. It's good. It is uncut. Only one of them, it looked like they started to cut it and then they regretted life, so then they put it back in here. So only one piece is like open and shut, and the rest are completely like brand new. So I think I scored with that one, but I am so excited for like my daughter. Like, this is completely uncut. Look at how cute. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I have such fond memories of doing this with my mom, or just seeing my mom do this. You know, growing up, she would have those patterns out on the table and the fabric, and I remember going to the stores with her and my grandma, and it's just such a fond memory I have. And my mom works for the school district, so she is off during summer. It's gonna be summer break. I think yesterday was her last day, so if you can't tell, I'm really, really excited about this. We have plans to go fabric shopping together, and taking my sewing machine out to her, or her coming to me, whichever, and her just showing me how to use that sewing machine, how to read the patterns, how to cut everything, how to make magic happen. So that is definitely going to be working out this summer, learning how to sew this summer. I got enough lockdown, man. I am so pumped for this. I am, however, finding it very difficult to find patterns for my husband and my son. Um, right now, I'm waiting for a seller to respond to one of my offers. They listed out a twin size fitted sheet and some pillowcases with like some construction trucks on it. And I think it'd be really cute for my son. I was thinking like just like a button up shirt, maybe some like loose shorts or something like that with that material. I offered $3 for it because from what I've learned, apparently a yard averages about $5, the cheapest I could find. But they're usually around like $8 a yard from what I've seen at the stores, at least online. I haven't gone to the stores yet. I'm hoping I can find some good ones. I know my mother-in-law, she brought some fabric from, I believe from Ghana. So she says that she's going to hand that over to me. I'm really excited about that. Y'all, I know this is a crochet account, but you can't stop a crafter from crafting. Okay? So if you know anything about sewing, drop down some tips and some tricks and some hacks, some, I don't know, things I should know before jumping into this, but I'm excited. So we have the fillet project planned out. We have the learning how to sew planned out. Making a sweater, as much as I want to, it's summer. I'm not going to do that, okay? So you're going to have to stick around for that one. After I learn how to sew, let me get that all out of my system. And after I do the fillet project, I do really want to get into tapestry and mosaic. I don't have mosaic on here because at the time of creating this, I was under the impression that tapestry and mosaic crochet were the same thing. They are not. And after looking into it, mosaic is what really, really looks more fun to me. Okay, that's what really drew my attention. That is what I thought tapestry was, I think. Something about it, it just looks so magical. Just like, I don't know. If you don't know anything about it, it's essentially like you're working with one strand per row, but it's different. So you do back loop only on the wrong side, and then it just depends on like where you put your hook to create the design you want. Versus tapestry is like you just change, it's just color changing. I say just as if it's not hard. It's difficult for some, okay? It is an art. So if you do tapestry, my hat goes off to you, because that's a lot of color work, a lot of changing, a lot of just great. Okay, so I do have all of that planned here. Making a project with text, I think that might be my mosaic or tapestry. I don't know which one would work better for that, but that one will probably be interchangeable with that one. But that's what I have planned for this summer. I am very, very excited. Doing a granny square wearable. I've done that with my son's shorts, but I'm not crossing it off because it's not for me. And this is technically stuff for me, maybe. Although the tassel one I did cross off after doing something for my daughter. So I don't know, we'll see. I want to do a hexie cardigan, so either way, it's gonna happen. I know it is. Now, speaking of granny squares, I got this. I got the granny square card deck from Vinted. This retails for like 18 bucks, and I got it for, what was it, 6? I love it. I was planning on asking for this for my birthday, along with a blocking board, but I found a blocking board as well for really cheap, like $4, and then I got this. I'm like, this is $10. I could just get it for myself. With everything that I've been selling, it feels like a fair trade, right? But this is the card deck. I am so excited about this. I went through this. Some of these are so intimidating based on like the graph. Like here, for example. Like, huh? Yeah. So I am excited to do this. It's 50 cards. I think I should create a video per card. You know, like once a week, try a granny square. And then at the end, I don't know what I'll be making with all of these granny squares. It's 50 of them. Depending on the size, I can make a blanket. I can make my wearable out of this too. I can make my sweater out of this. If you're looking into getting this card deck, I don't think it's worth $18, to be completely honest, but I do think it's worth $6. If that says anything. Besides the design on the front and a chart on the back, you do get like a little booklet, and this has instructions for each one written out. But like, how do you zoom in on that? You know, I'm like over here reading it like this. Maybe it's just my age. Maybe it's the fact that my eyes are deteriorating. I don't know. But that's the only downside. I don't like how small this is. It would be really nice if it came with like maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe there is a QR code, but it'd be nice if they had like PDF of this, so that way you can zoom in on the phone or your tablet or laptop, whatever, and be able to read it better. That'd be really nice. But there is no QR code on the outside of the box. The booklet, I skimmed through it. I didn't see a QR code, but maybe there is. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. If you have this, and if you know of an easier way to read that tiny font, please let me know. I'm really excited for it though. My only other complaint too, I was really looking forward to learning how to do a corner granny square. That's not in here. This one is not in there. This one too. I didn't see that one in there. So, I only complained about those. But I am super excited for the summer. I have so many ideas. Not enough time, but plenty of ideas. I'm just going to take it one project at a time. Very excited to share all of that with you, in the journey, especially the sewing journey. That is one that I've been excited for the most. But of course, this is a crochet account, so I will be crocheting my butt off, or at least as long as the kids let me. For now, keep an eye out for the little mini Rocky that will be uploaded as soon as I get the feeling back in my hand for making all those legs. In the meantime, I will be working on the little cotton spa sets that I really want to make. So if you like those, keep an eye out for that. All of my links will be listed down in the description, so feel free to hit that follow button to keep an eye out for everything that's uploaded. Another thing to follow along for is my birthday sale. My birthday is coming up in a few weeks. I will be turning 35. Thank you. And so I figured what better way than to provide a 35% discount on all my crochet items on Vinted. Only on Vinted. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do a sale on Etsy because of the price points that I have on some of those items. I'd have to pick and choose which ones, and I feel like that's not fair. I feel like everything that I have in inventory should have my birthday sale. So that's going to be on Vinted. Go ahead and follow it. Like I've mentioned, it is under my personal account. So it is Just Being Abby. It is not under Latinx Loops. So it'll be listed down there. I am planning on making the sale about 10 days, I think. My birthday happens to fall around the time that rent and mortgage is due. So I definitely don't want to compete with that, nor do I want to put anyone in a position to choose. So I am extending it through the next pay period. So that way, just keeping that in mind. It'll be up there, 35% off. I feel like is a really good amount. 35, year 35, I feel like is really exciting. Now, I almost forgot to mention, I also sold some items on Vinted from my inventory. So I'll put little photos up here. But I sold the rose flower keychain. I sold the bi pride flag keychain and the lesbian pride flag keychain. So we're getting some things out of here, which is nice. I'm really hoping that the birthday sale kind of gets more inventory out of the house so that way I can make more things and I can fill up my shelves again. So very excited about those things. But for now, that's really all I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing y hasta la próxima.